Good morning and welcome to Mixed Nuts, the AM edition. We're here. I'm John Babcock.
I'm Joe Kelly. We're here for the Greaseman, Z93 in the morning, starting at 5:30. We're here to catch the early morning action. We're apparently going to get some Cinnabons and some coffee, and then the Greaseman at 6. We're very excited. Are you?
So now here's our day
with the Greaseman.
You're watching Mixed Nuts on GSTV. Estelle, are you watching, you pig, yeah?
The hotel we're staying in here in Atlanta, I heard an old couple arguing about a second honeymoon. The woman was saying, 30 years, Fred, we've been married, 30 years. I think that warrants a second honeymoon. Please. He said, all right, we'll have a second honeymoon. Only this time, I'm the one that gets to sit on the bed pounding the wall screaming, it's too big! It's too big!
Well, as you know, I'm here with Greaseman, Nino Greasemanelli, a.k.a. Johnny Avocado, a.k.a. Sergeant Fury. Where did all this stuff come from? How long did it take you to get from being a DJ starting up to getting to talk for 4 hours and do whatever the hell you want to do?
I've always been wacky. Right from the first day, I've always tried to tell jokes. I knew I was going to be a DJ in high school, so by the time I got to that first studio, I thought to myself, I'm going to be different. And so over the years, characters evolve. I've been doing this 25 years, and it's taken most of that time. It gets different every passing year. You add a new character, you come up with a new idea or treatment.
Do you have writers for any of your stuff?
I have, I wouldn't call it writers, because as you can see, I'm making it up as I'm going along. But I do have guys that'll give me ideas. They'll say, you see the guys that work with me, they'll say, hey, I got a concept for this scenario, and then I do it. So like that story about playing football in bed.
But she had a real kinky side to me, huh? I remember one Saturday morning, we're lying there. You know how it is, you're half awake, and she said, you ever played football in bed? I said, football in bed? How you do that? She rolled over and... she said, I'm leading. 7-zip. You got the ball. Don't be starting something like that with me first thing in the morning. Not with Mike Metamucil, you know. So I rolled over, I said, looks like we got us a tie ball game here. She was like, all right. And I saw her little face etched with grim determination. 14-7, I'm in the lead, yeah? I said, this rate, we're gonna be going into overtime, baby. It's 14-14. Well, I had her hopelessly outgunned. Being a big man. She worked hard. I saw her face, it got red. And then her eyeballs started to bulging. And then she turned purple. And I could see her convulsing her little belly when all of a sudden she ended up taking a mash. I said, oh my God. What now? She said, halftime, change sides.
That was a joke I'd heard years ago, but it's all in the telling of it as to how gussied up you make it. So I have people that provide me. I have a pre-show meeting with the guys, and we bat around ideas, and people are my writers too. Whenever there's a new joke, I usually hear it first because it'll come over the phone. Any of the new hideous topicality stuff, or when we were doing OJ jokes, or you name the crisis of the moment from that guy, the Jeffrey Dahmer jokes and all that stuff, it comes over the blower first.
I got a joke for you.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
You know why the Indian bought a jockstrap?
Totem pole. out the fan belts, breaking out the fan belts. Do you have one, man?
No,
You sure now?
I wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, well, no, ladies can't bet the Bombay, so if you got it, that's all right.
Oh, man.
Ladies can't bet the Bombay. So, because that would be like a marital violation. And,
Seeing you out there, I listened to you quite a bit, and one thing I noticed is I was trying to figure out where you draw the line, and I didn't see too many lines being drawn in what you go after, but I saw it today is you don't go after your fans. People call in, it's a lot of weird people, and you don't go after the fans.
No, the law is that you can't be obscene on the radio. That's the law. And that things, when taken in context of your speech, are patently offensive to the community at large. It's against the law. So that's where I draw the line. I refuse to do any obscene material.
I was at your show yesterday,
yes, ma'am.
and I had some of my friends listening because I figured, we'd probably be on the air.
Yeah.
Now they treat me like extremely different after
What?
listening to your show.
Why is that, ma'am?
They think I'm kind of perverted. They turned it on, you were singing about poop in a bottle, they said. That's not what it was even about.
That wasn't what it was about at all. That'd be sick. I was thinking about in a bar. No, damn. Do they think I am some prevert or what?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they do.
You mean to tell me that was the first time your friends ever heard me? You said you go into the Greaseman show, and they said, okay, we'll listen because we'll probably hear you, and so that was the first time they'd ever heard me?
First and only time. I don't think they'll be listening again.
Well, the hell
I
with
told them
that.
they had to give you a chance. I mean,
What kind of people are these? I've been on the air in Atlanta a year and a half, and you mean to tell me they'd never, even out of curiosity?
Well, I work in an office in Atlanta, and they're all kind of, I don't know.
It doesn't matter, though, but they got to
Where?
drive into the office.
Yeah, you're right. But
That just blows me away.
Where?
I'm not saying I'm for everybody, but you'd think somebody would sooner or later just dial in for 5 minutes just to get a...
Exactly. Well, you're for me and my type anyway, so that's what matters.
Well, that's really all that matters. I've got you, you've got me.
Exactly.
It's our own little chuckle we can have every day.
Something though, there's a lady there with you today, and she has a really annoying laugh.
No,
Move her right away from the...
There is nobody with an annoying laugh. Wait a minute now. All right. I'm going to send you a bottle of to put in the office. Thank you. You bet, boy. I'll tell you what, huh? I guess that can happen in life. Every now and then, you do your best, you shriek, you reek, you try to have a couple of laughs, and there'll be somebody that shakes his or her head ruefully at you. And I don't worry about it. I learned a long time ago, you got to please yourself, and after that, the hell with it.
Well, you've been doing this 25 years?
Yeah.
What's your favorite bit? What's the favorite bit?
It varies as the years go by. I grow tired of some. I guess the one that's lasted with me the longest is the Lawman. I've been doing that a long time.
It may be early, but I say it's time to start our day with just a little bit of brutality! Just strap on a gun and pin on the bear and become well, like most lawmen, you got lousy marriages. Your wife is on your ass all the time. Oh, we never talk, we never communicate, you never help around the house. Everything's related to your job and your pursuit of your business. I mean, all you do is think about you hang around with cops. Look at this. You never take out the garbage, you never do the dishes. Why do I always have to take out the garbage? Why do I always have to do the dishes? Finally, you've had it. She's on you at the wrong time. When you're loading the 870. You say, you tired of the garbage? You tired of the dishes? I'll take care of them. Here's your garbage. Here's your dishes. You blast the garbage. You blast the sink. And fishtail out of there before anybody can call in. Shots fired. Sure enough, you're on the road and there's some guy weaving all over the place. You hit the siren and pull the idiot over. And he is so drunk. When you tell him to step out of the car, the door opens and he just falls right there out on the pavement. You drag him by his tie to the back of the car, tell him you're under arrest for DWI, and you decide to inventory everything in the man's vehicle. So you leave him at the back of the car and you start feeling around under the seats for contraband, weapons, look in the glove compartment, writing down all the crap he's got in there. Well, after about 15 minutes, you walk around in the back of the car and you realize the guy's been driving an old bomb without a catalytic converter and he's been right under his leaking exhaust and he's dead! Dead! Just thinking to yourself, oh no! Oh my God, I'm gonna get sued. It's gonna be over. My career's over. Then you think fast. You get on the radio. Need some gunfire. You get on the radio and you say, in pursuit of a suspect, he's running! He's running, oh my God, we're going left on Common, right on 4th. Oh my God, he's pulling a gun out on me, Jesus! But what do you know? You get a call after the shooting is written up. And the guy at the lab says, hey, how come this guy is blue? Say the word's blown. But don't bother me, I gotta get out there and fuck him.
Sergeant Fury, I like that.
Dispel the rumors. What were your former jobs before being a radio DJ, if you can name them?
You ain't trying to find out about the village people now. You know.
Were you ever associated with a law enforcement agency?
Yes, I was a reserve policeman in Clay County, Florida, and Jacksonville, Florida.
Just the law people seem to love you, sending you badges and T-shirts.
Yeah, well, they like all that lead slinging stuff. And I sold hot dogs in Yankee Stadium, and that's the extent of my employment. I was not in the village people, even though I think it's a funny rumor, so I play along with it, because it's wacky.
Every day I'd walk into the OR and scream,
These hands have been touched by God!
yes. As a surgeon, I love to cut. Some people would say, let's do radiation and chemo. I'd say, let's cut it out. I always wanted to go for the cure, you know? Somebody'd say, hey, we got a spot on his lungs. We better radiate. I'd say, well, so what? That's just slowing down the inevitable. Let's cut it out. Let's go for the cure. Well, one day we had this elderly man that had all kinds of spots in his lungs. I diagnosed it as an oat cell carcinoma. I looked at his x-rays. I say, surgery's the only answer. Dr. Barsham, who was with us at surgery, this guy's so weak and feeble, he'd die if you cut his hair. What do you mean, surgery? I'd say surgery's the only answer. Let the next of kin decide. So I walked out to the hallway. I said, look, if we radiate, we may buy him 6 months, but if the surgery's successful, he could go 5 years without a remission. I mean, with a remission. So it's your choice. The surgery is a little risky, but I think it's the only answer for long-term survival. The family said, well, let's do surgery. Surgery! And I looked at Dr. Barsham. I said, yang, yang, yang. So sure enough, we got him in the OR, and the operation began. Well, I wasn't operating on the guy 2 minutes when... Dr. Barsham looked over at me. I said, stop it! Stop it! I had to give it a try, my God! I had to give it a try! He said, well, I guess somebody's got to talk to the next of kin. Waiting out in the hallway. And I took off my bloody apron and chucked it aside, peeled off my surgical mask, threw my rubber gloves in the trash, and I walked out. They were all looking at me expectantly. Yes, doctor, yes. I said, well, I got some good news and bad news. The good news is your grandfather will be leaving the hospital in a limousine. The bad news is he'll be headed for a funeral party. All right, it's the Greaseman Show World Tour. We are in Atlanta. 800-544-9294. If you're in Atlanta, call me right now. Elsewhere, just remember to dial me 6 to 10 a.m. East Coast time. Stand by. There's going to be more in the Greaseman Show. Now, I'll tell you what we haven't done. We haven't taken a trip to a place where I like to go where nobody's ever heard of orthodontia. Oftentimes, relatives spend lots of time together in unsavory ways. When the farm animals are a little jittery. I'm talking West Virginia!
Virginia boy. West Virginia is my pride and joy. West Virginia's good enough for me. And I say, ba-la-ba-ba-ba, ba-la-ba-ba. I'm a West Virginia guy with a twinkle in my eye. West Virginia's good enough for me. Ba-la-ba-ba-ba, ba-la-ba-ba. West Virginia's good enough for me.
This man is just driving through West Virginia on his way to another state on business when he gets in this huge traffic jam. And he gets out of the car because traffic has just stopped, sees what's holding it up. Sure enough, what's holding it up is this big old long funeral procession. I mean, cars with their lights on. The hearse is just moving real solemn-like. There must be like 150 cars in that funeral procession. So this traveler's impressed. So there's this boy there sitting on a barrel with a piece of straw in his mouth. And the out-of-towner walks up to the boy and says, "This is pretty impressive. Can you tell me whose funeral this is?" And the boy scratches his head and says, "Well, I think it's that fella's there in the box."
When did you start deciding to go on the road? Nobody else does it. I'm aware. I mean, never hear Rick Dees telling us he's coming to town. Are you the only DJ going out? And what gave you that idea?
Well, we figured it would be people want a little bit more of you than they can get just off the air. So I don't suppose a disc jockey that's saying, "Okay, here's another record," would probably go on the road. There's nothing to watch if you can say another 10 in a row.
Everybody, let's get Stevie Nicks on here. Everybody drop trout.
We all sit there, and after each record you watch, boink, another button gets pushed. I don't believe that'd be a whole lot to watch, but I think people come away with a different fascination when they see the complexity of it, the behind-the-scenes action, and it helps the ratings, because you see all those people in there with cameras. They show the video to other people. They talk about it, the snapshots. I think I send out, hopefully, 40 new disciples every time I do this in the studio. And when we do it in Philadelphia and New York, we got 300-400 people a night, all of them with their cameras. And it's just word of mouth. I want to make the ratings bigger, and I think coming to the cities is the way to do it.
That's the thing that I miss being on the road. I love actually being everybody says, "Great, you're away from home so long on this Greaseman World Tour thing." It's a little brutal being out there. Well, the only thing I really miss is a little something special that I got down at the marina. That's okay. I mean, you know, I miss sleeping in my own bed, but it's nice meeting people in all the various cities. I love hanging out in Atlanta, lumbering around, going on ride-alongs, bringing the 870. There's nothing like it, but the only thing I get a little homesick for. It's time! 57 feet of sleek fiberglass. And when you turn them twin keys, you hear the sound that says, blah, 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 blah. You hear the good ship Greaseman. From its teak decks to its sleek lines. Many's the morning you'll see me going through that no-wake zone bird sanctuary. Ah, man, with them manatee chopping props. Going through the belly of a baby seal like Buddy. Feeling the wind in my face. And then if I want to, just to get out of elements for a while, I got doors like they have in Star Trek. You know, you just walk near them and they go. The doors open up and there you are in the main salon of the boat. Hello, good to see you. So nice of you to come. Yeah. Have you tried the pate? Wonder what the poor people are doing now, huh? All that unpleasantness in Bosnia. Could I have a little more caviar, please? You know, I've heard that someone came to the door the other day and said, "Do you realize, sir, for a donation of $20, you can feed and clothe a Biafran boy for 2 weeks?" So I figured I'm sending my children to be opera for crying out loud. Yes. And then it's back up on deck. That's what I do. I'm up, I'm down. I'm down below listening to Viceroy play the piano and eat one of Mrs. Busby's Swedish meatballs. And then at night, we'll find a cove. Like one of those quiet coves that you got to get in on the high tide. Someplace we can throw the anchor out and just lie there. My funny little honey will be in the main stateroom, maybe put Buttmasters on the VCR. And then after a zesty session of doodad slappery, we drift off to sleep. Kind of tradition, head out on a Friday night. That way Saturday morning, there we are. Well, you know, the last Saturday I was home, we went for a cruise, anchored up. And in the morning, must have been about 6 o'clock in the morning, from outside, we're hearing... I'm turning over my seat. My funny little honey, she's like, what the hell is that? I said, it sounded like a bass boater. Somebody had a flat-bottom John boat fishing. She said, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I said, well, fishermen, they fish early. She said, well, it's real great. Here we have one morning we can sleep late, and we got to listen to that. Oh, listen to it. She's like, I can't sleep with that. I said, all right, I'll fix it. So I went up on deck and I whipped the tarp off the 50 caliber machine guns. I spun him around to where the guy was flicking his line. I said, hey! Back below and climbed back into bed. She said, what was all that? I said, all what? She said, it sounded like gunfire or something. I said, nah. You know how sound goes over the water? It's kind of crazy. Go to sleep, baby. So, she just about drifted off to sleep. We started hearing... That's when I realized I must have gut shot the guy. She's like, what the hell is that now? I mean, merciful, sweet Jesus, help me! I said, hang on, I'll be right back. Went up on the deck, leaned over the rail. Let him hold one in the back of the head. Gonna be quiet now. Went back down there and cuddled my honey. I said, I think we're gonna be all right now. Well, you know, when we finally came back to the dock later that day, I guess the guy's wife probably reported him missing or something. Thinking to rescue people, and she was holding a picture in her wallet. This is what he looks like. You've got to find her. I walked over there, I lit a camera. I said, you have to look for that man. I believe he'll be coming in on the high tide, so don't worry about it.
We are on the air. The Greaseman Show, World Tour 94.
You're in the midst of the big 94 Greaseman tour. Do you get sick of dealing with people, just want to get back to L.A. and sit in the studio and take your time on your own schedule, or do you like having people in front of you? Does that put a kind of a pressure on you to do a better show than just sitting in the studio by yourself?
I know, actually, I'm under pressure to do a hot show every day, but sometimes you get a little, I guess there's a perception among the radio geniuses that my show's better when there's an audience. And I don't know what that relates to. Is it the fact that I get a little more creative? Is it the fact that it's a laugh track and that, you know, when you hear the jokes and you hear a bunch of people laugh and you figure, well, I guess that is pretty funny. Is it? I don't know what it is, but if that's the perception, and the ratings did go up rather substantially after my last Atlanta visit. Yeah. So I figure if that'll work in Atlanta, that's why I'm doing it in all the other cities. Let's give it that good ratings wallop.
Some days, you know, when you feel like hammered poop, oftentimes you do the best shows. Why does it work like that? When you're well slept or fresh?
No, wait, you just said you were chipper because you drank last night.
I mean, like I said, I just want to reiterate, you took time with everyone today. You didn't make fun of the stick when she called, like at least on air. You said the whole thing afterwards, but most people would have been all over, but you kept your comments to yourself and just You're sick, but you're not offensive.
I'm a kind sick man. The guy's nuts. Grab him.
You scamper, tatas, akimbo. Hydraulics, drop trowel.
So I did tune in the Brian Dennehy thing. Turned the thing on about 8:05. So I watched hour and 50 minutes of the show. Find out I missed you. We're, every biker that came on, we're looking for you. Nah, that's not him. I think you're like in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, we'll find some. But do you like the acting? You want to get in front of the camera more?
Yeah, I think that's fine as long as Brian gives me a shot.
Brian, a nice guy?
Real nice guy. Yeah, they're going to do Jack Reed 4 and 5. And I haven't talked to Brian lately, but Mike Talbot, the guy who's in there with me, talks to Brian occasionally and tells me that there has been some Greaseman positive statements around, so maybe I can do a little bigger part.
There's a slot open on NYPD Blue now. You could squeeze in there.
Jimmy Smits beat me out on that one, but they're making a big mistake on that. Man, I can do that.
Psst. Mrs. B, could we trouble you to... We've got bloated doodads that need voiding, Mrs. B.
Yeah. It's very nice, but we can't wail to this, Mrs. B. We'll be here all day long. Could you give something a little, And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, feel that bad boy twitch. And around and around and a pound, 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 and a up and a down, and a ooh, that's good, and a ooh, that's nice, and around and a once or twice. Let's do the wash tub bass. Grab the hydraulics, pull back on that bad boy, and pluck the main vein like you're playing the bass. Yeah, that's real good. Now, straighten it out like you playing the guitar, that way. And now, if you got a real close friend in the crowd, he can puff it like he's playing a flute. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, puff out your cheeks like Dizzy Gillespie. There you go. Oh, that is so good. And around and around and a pound, 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 and a up and a down and a, oh, that's good. Let's do the Model T Ford like you're cranking up an old car. Work that thing like the crank on an old Model T. There you go. Yeah, it's starting up. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's nice. Cracking the whip like you're leading the mule team. That's it. Crack that whip. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. And around and around. All right, let's do around the world. Instead of grabbing from the front, reach around behind you. Come up between your legs. Yeah. You guys with a bad back are excused for this. All right, let's do her point of view. On your back and do a half somersault so you're eye to eye with Ned Nadu. That's what she sees. Oh, that's good. And around. Be careful to come out of that position before you blast off, or it'll be hitting. Oh, that's good. Skip to Maloo. Round and around and skip, skip, skip. And like you used to do in nursery school, only now. Yeah, the divining rod. Hands behind your back like you're looking for water. Watch that bad boy bounce when you're over a well. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's nice. Do the signalman. Stick that puppy through the Venetian blinds and work the cord so the blinds open and shut. Like you're signaling another ship. Yeah! Oh, that's good. And SOS, we're about to make an unsightly mess of it. All right, I'd like to thank Georgia Boy Scout Troop number 22. They're here with the paper cups holding them for us. Because the cleaning crew complained of puddling. So be very careful not to speckle any scouts as you achieve your Shangri-La. Now, I think, let me do a quick pencil sharpener here. That's good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, tight fist with the left hand and sharpen this puppy. All right, we're gonna end with the Flintstones. At the moment of Shangri-La, everybody yell, Yappa, Yappa, Do. Hang on. Here I go. Yeah.